Welcome everyone to HFN. Today is November the 15th, 2019. Here to give you all a record-breaking day in the Dow. Yes, we're going to listen to this video here from CNBC television of them recording this milestone that the stock market in the Dow has accomplished, making all-time highs, 28,000 points today. We're going to look at this video, and then you know how we do it here on this channel. We're going to look at the price chart to see if the Dow is still geared for higher prices. I mean, we are ultimately in unknown charted territory in regards to the stock market. If you guys begin to watch other videos, you will begin to see people telling you that the stock market is due for a correction. The fear, the uncertainty is being placed in the market to allow the stock market to take a break from making all-time highs. But first, let's take a minute, listen to what these gentlemen have to say, and then I'll break back in and we'll talk about the price chart to see what the Dow futures is going to do.
Marianne, I note that you still think we've got 10% upside, so you're looking for 30,800 on the Dow then?
Yeah, 3,400 on the S&P. But, you know, we have had these consistent gains over the last 6 weeks across the markets. And as was mentioned earlier, a little lighter on the volume side. So we wouldn't be surprised if there was some little pullback from here. We're kind of out of that trend line, above the trend line recently. And for that reason, we're using some buffered index ETFs and the actual contracts, along with some gold to provide some hedge on, you know, a pullback in the market. We wouldn't be surprised if we get, you know, between here and the end of next year, maybe a 7 or 8% pullback. And so we've got a little bit of a hedge in there.
Lindsay, we still got these trade talks afoot right now. We thought we were going to maybe get some sort of headway or some sort of announcement today on them. It kind of came and went. The fact that we closed at highs going into the weekend, you surprised?
I mean, it feels good closing at highs going into the weekend, right? But next week, Monday brings a whole new week with it and a whole new set of economic data and other issues. And retail earnings, too, will be another thing that we'll be watching next week. I think the 28,000 number is nice, but once, Mike, you know this better than anyone, crossing that threshold is easy. Staying above it is a little bit more difficult. So I think that we're going to need to have more confidence about trade and what is going, this next steps going forward there to really continue this move higher.
Mike, we take healthcare's big jump out of this today. This was tech communication services led. Back to the sort of age-old sectors that have taken us through the last couple of years.
Treasury yields have stayed very calm. They haven't pulled back too much from their highs, because if they get below 1 3/4 in the 10-year, then you're going to have to say, oh, that was not really a genuine move higher in terms of bond yields going up. But with yields this low, and it really was a very index-led rally today. At some point this afternoon, I pointed out the NASDAQ, the S&P, and the Dow were all up precisely 0.61%. That does not come from investors deciding exactly which stock to buy and which one to sell and whose fundamentals are better. It's a rush to get equity exposure in the biggest, most liquid way, and I think that's what you saw today.
So there you are. All three indexes, the Dow, the S&P 500, and the NASDAQ, have all made record close this week. Our focus is going to be on the Dow, the 28,000 point record close on today. We're looking at the weekly price chart for the Dow futures. You can see that the market fell a little bit short of 28,000 points, but the strength is still there. The first woman who spoke is looking for a 7 to 8% pullback, meaning 7 to 8% market move lower throughout 2019 and 2020. So according to her, they have placed some hedges, bought some gold, some other equities to protect themselves from that 7 to 8% drop. But you had the other woman state that, yes, we hit 28,000 points. That's the easy part. The hard part is staying above it. So now the narrative is being placed in the market for the Dow, the S&P 500, and the NASDAQ to move lower. Everyone is expecting it. But when I look at this price chart, I'm not seeing the market giving us that same indication. The market move is still strong. The market is still expected to make another all-time high. You just have to be cautious because, as what many people see and understand, this is uncharted territory, and you have to be quick on the trigger in order to make sure you get out the market just in time. Yes, we have a brand new work week coming up. Are we going to see the fall next week? It's quite possible, especially if the China and the United States trade war does not bring any results. All right. So yes, the market in the Dow, according to this price chart, is looking quite strong. The weekly chart is looking good. The monthly chart is looking real well. And there's no basis for us to follow in the background of this chart to see resistance. The first woman on CNBC who spoke was looking for, what did she say? 30,800 points in the Dow. So we still have a ways to go. If everyone else, all these other major institutions and financial hedge funds, if they are eyeing the same number, then we still have a ways to go. And looking at the Dow, this futures right here on the monthly and the weekly chart, I would agree that we do have some higher prices to contend with. So what I'm going to do, let me do this real quick. So let me go ahead and get rid of this price target that we had previously in the market in the Dow. And you guys can tell, even in that situation, we were able to correctly forecast the market movement in the Dow. Okay, so let's go ahead and get rid of that real quick. And now what we're going to do, we're going to create another one. Okay. Because the market in the Dow is still strong. It's very obvious. And we can see that playing out in the market. Okay. So just caution has to be warranted as we see this market in the Dow continue to see some higher prices. Okay. I don't think we're done in the Dow of making all-time highs. Not yet. But literally, there's no place to actually gauge where the market can actually find some support or some resistance, excuse me. Okay. So the expectation is for the Dow futures to continue to see some higher prices, especially if we hold that 27,750 point level. That would be even positive to see that play out. But this is our current expectations into the market in the Dow. All right. So give us your thoughts, your comments about the three indexes hitting all-time highs into the market. Very good to see that play out. Seemingly looks like the economy is doing a lot better than what a lot of these naysayers, i.e. Peter Schiff, continues to talk about. We continue to see the market go the opposite direction of what he's been saying. So make sure y'all maintain your profitability. And by the way, make sure you hit that subscribe button, like and share our video. Join us on our Twitter page, Facebook, our website, HueFinancial.com, in order to stay in tune and in touch with the content that we are providing. Make sure y'all maintain your profitability, and I will see you all on the next one.